Hi, I'm Chris Smith with Delta Media Group and Real Estate Marketing and Technology Magazine. And today I'm talking with David Patsel, a realtor based out of Colonial Heights, Virginia, with a proven track record of success in the industry, including accolades such as top sales producer, Realtor of the Year, and more. David, thanks for taking some time with me today.
Not a problem. I'm looking forward to it, and thank you.
Well, let's go to the beginning. How long have you been in the real estate business and how did you get started?
So this is my second career in life. I've been in real estate this is my 19th year. My previous career was worked in restaurant business for 23 years at 11 restaurants, 450 employees. And I said, I'm ready to try something different, and thought I would tip my toe into real estate, and it's been very successful for me.
Well, I know you're part of the Delta Media Group family. How long have you been using Delta Media Group's technology?
So as long as I've been with Napier, which is about 12 years, they've had DeltaNet. And I know that I've used it that long. When I was with a different company, we used it briefly. They got sold out, went to another smaller company briefly. And then that's when I came on board with Napier. So it's been 12 consistent years.
And how has the technology helped you grow your client base through your career?
So, CRMs are very important, and we have different platforms of different CRMs that we use, but it is crucial. It's crucial, very important to be able to stay in touch with your database. And they say that you need to have at least 18 to 24 touches with your client at least in a year's time. And if it means to where it could be a letter in the mail, happy birthday, Merry Christmas, or even some email content of some sort. Don't forget to set your clocks back. Happy 4th of July, things like that.
Yeah, that leads right into what I was going to ask you next. The theme for this issue is communication. What are some of the ways that you leverage that technology to better communicate with not only your customers, but also colleagues?
Good. Yeah. So we stay communications. The better you can, I always tell, I've got a real estate group that works with me, 6 other real estate agents, and I've got a full-time assistant. And I always tell them communications is the key. And you can pretty much tell fairly quickly with a real estate agent, do they have that real estate lingo? Can they talk real estate? Can they talk real estate back and forth with a fellow realtor, with their real estate broker, with their buyer, their seller, potential buyers, sellers, individuals that are tenants that may want to get to become a future buyer. So if it's the contractor, you got to be able to communicate. It's the key to success in real estate. You got to be versatile with it and be able to communicate. It's very, very important. And you have to have many platforms, not just one. DeltaNet, number one, but social media platforms as well.
With DeltaNet, there's a lot of different tools and resources available in it. Do you feel like there's any one thing that has stood out that's impacted the growth and success of your business?
Well, my full-time assistant that I've got, Megan, she does a wonderful job in making sure that we just stay in touch with our individuals. I'm looking through some notes here that we've got as well. The different platforms that we try to make sure that we stay in touch with, just in reference to, I may not have the perfect verbiage, but, having a client for life, being able to stay in touch with them, putting out some type of point of content, to where it goes out to your clients every other week, once a month. Hey, don't forget to change your AC filters. What type of platforms or email blast that you guys already have set up? All we have to do is put in their name and their email address, and it goes out to them. And that's just a way of staying in touch with them.
Well, it's obvious, David, that your relationship with your customers are super important to you. I noticed you are really active across all social media platforms as well and have a pretty high following on a lot of those platforms. What's the approach to cultivating that following on social media?
So so if you were going to plant a seed in some dirt, would you just dig a hole and put that seed in the ground? No, you've got to make sure you water that seed. You got to make sure that you cultivate it and keep the weeds out from it, and to where you take care of it. You tend to it. You don't just plant it and forget it, because if you do that, they're going to forget you. So you need to make sure that you stay in touch with your people, different platforms, the social media platforms, and it takes time. You have to box out. Time management is probably just as important as communications. You've got to be able to time manage your day and things, and you've got to block out time to do some social media, but don't let it take your entire day. But you've got to box out the time to doing reels, short stories. That's the hot thing now. Everybody is doing that. So the Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube channel. I mean, some of these platforms, it's hard to get a following. It's quite hard to get a following. One thing with the Delta Media, when you've got a minute, you've got that following. They're following you then.
Yeah, and it's obvious that you've been watering your seeds a lot because your footprint is looking fantastic. How significant of a role has social media played in expanding that business?
Well, the video thing is, before my real estate, my assistant came on board with me, I think just you're talking social media now, the Facebook business page, I had maybe 200 followers or 200 likes on it or something. And now we're in excess of 2,000. It's just, hey, let's do a giveaway, a gift card to Starbucks or whatever. Hey, like this post and share it with everybody else, and your name will go in a hat. So little things like that. You do giveaways, or you put a bunch of marbles in a jar and ask people to find out guess how many marbles are in that jar. They're gonna comment. So you have to stay in touch with them. Different stuff, Monday you put a word of encouragement out, maybe Wednesday put a question out there to which one do you like, A, B, C, or D? Someone's going to give their opinion on something. And then later in the week, shoot a little reels or something. Even if you're just going to a restaurant that just opened up, shoot a little something. Hey, brand new restaurant opened up in the area. Come and check it out. Just shoot a little tidbit. It could be just a 10-second thing, but you are a resource for people. That's what you want to be.
Well, besides mastering social media, your website is another key element to building a successful brand and increasing your presence online. How important do you believe having a great website with a strong SEO is for the success of not only yourself, but the industry as a whole?
I love our website, and Delta Media gives us many different types of platforms to pick and choose from, which ones we like. And, I'll look at this one and say, do I want, my main picture to be scrolling 3 or 4 different ones? Do you want to make it seasonal? Winter, summer, fall, spring, whatever. There's many different platforms, and where you've got to, and then what's really great about it, our point of contact, Napier Realtors here, Jeff Hardy, he does a really great job to where if I come up with an idea and say, you know what, I don't think Delta Media's got that, but let me call my guy at Delta Media and let's see if we can make that happen. And he'll call me back up and said, look, we're going to make it happen. Just little things. If it's just a button that says, watch my videos, where it's on the main screen right there, point and click on it, and they can watch different videos of different neighborhoods that I've been to and things like that. So they're really easy to work. I love reviews on it. I love the different content that you can put in, the blogs of what's going on in neighborhood areas, what's going on in the city this coming weekend, things like that, to try to bring people to your website.
Yeah, I think, you spoke to that a little bit with Delta. We try to be flexible. And of course, we understand that a great real estate website has to have those great features. Is there a feature on your website that you think provides the most value, or is it an overall encompassing?
Simplicity. People like, because when they get to you, you want to try to keep them engaged. You don't want them to just look at it and get bored real quick and go somewhere else. So you want to make it simple. You want to make it kind of sexy looking, to where people like what they're seeing, and to where tabs, very simple tabs, seller tabs, buyer tabs, watch my videos, scroll down, see reviews. People love seeing reviews. Okay. People like, honestly, people like to get to the point of where they can do a review on you as well. So you got to be asking for the reviews from your past clients to make sure they enjoy that. They do enjoy it. And 99% of the time, if you ask for it, they'll give you one. So, so I like the simplicity and how today's website, 2 years ago, what people were looking for in a website was one thing. Today, it's a different thing. And guess what? 2 years from now, it's going to be something different. If it means to where when someone clicks on I can probably see sometime in the future to where someone clicks on your website right away, you might want to have something on there. Hey, I'm David Patsel with Napier Realtors. Thank you so much for visiting my website. Scroll down, you can see this and see that. I can see websites eventually going to that.
Well, you talk about the difference in websites from 2 years ago to now to even 2 years later. And that makes me think to take you somewhere a little different. You've probably heard about it. Everyone's talking about it. Have you tapped into the latest technology advancements such as AI and Chat GPT and all of the automation that's going on?
Unfortunately, no. I can say I have not, but now that you mentioned it, I surely will try to dig into that more. I'm not all that abreast on it. My assistant might know more about that than I. I've heard about it, but I've not dug into it deeper.
Well, there's a ton of advancements in the real estate tech space out there, especially in the last few years. What's a new tool or feature that doesn't exist that you'd like to see in the future? Is there anything that comes to mind?
Well, what I would like to see, and my assistant as well, because video is big. And I'm quite sure that when you're at home or you've got a little downtime between appointments and all, you get on social media, and you know what's happening? That thumb is scrolling on that screen on your phone, and the people are watching these little 5 to 30-second videos, and they can be the simplest thing, the stupidest thing. And it's amazing how people are getting thousands and thousands of hits and views and likes about it and things like that. So I really would like to see, hoping that we'll see in the future more possibilities of editing videos and doing things maybe like Canva, MailChimp, and different platforms are doing, especially like Instagram. You can shoot a video and you can put verbiage over top of it, and you can roll right or left where you want that main picture to be showing something like real estate market's hot. Well, that may not be the very beginning of that video. You can scroll 25%, about 20 seconds into it, and catch that part where it's tagging people to catch it and see it. So I think editing, having the possibilities of editing video is important.
Are you currently working on anything that's exciting coming up, or do you have any plans for the future of your business that you want to mention to us that I haven't asked you about?
So, we do real estate here, Napier Realtors, love working with them, and they allow me to have a real estate group called CVA Home Pros, and presently it's 6 of us, and then another, my assistant, and I usually try to bring one person on board per year, because I am still very, very involved in real estate, don't want to give up, still doing residential sales, buyers, sellers, land, new construction and things. So we look at ourselves as a real estate group, not so much of as real estate team, and to where I meet with them. And the biggest thing that I mention to them from day one when they start working with me is their database. They have to take their database and say they got their phone and say, hey, how many point of contacts do you have in your phone? And they say, well, I've got, names and numbers. I said, well, look, just start with 5 or 10 a day and go ahead and start working on getting not just their name and phone number, but get their email address, get their home address, to where you then can stay in touch with them, not just with a text message or a phone call, but you can stay in touch with them through Delta Media, putting them through the CRM, and trigger them to where they get email blasts and things. But then also to where they can mail them that happy birthday, Merry Christmas card as well. So that there is what I'm always constantly working on, trying to get them to continue to grow their database. Sure, you want to grow it in numbers, but you want to make it more meaty as well, not just a name and a phone number, but other content as well. If shooting a video every Monday of Maintenance Monday, just, hey, don't forget to change your AC filters, just different things when it comes to video. I remember back during the COVID time, we were having a Zoom call, and the person that was speaking, because a lot of people don't like how they look on camera, and they don't like what they sound like on camera. I'm quite sure you feel that way probably sometimes yourself as well. It happens. But guess what? The person said, this was back in 2020, 2019, whenever it was. He said, guess what? Forget about it. That's what you look like. That's what you sound like.
DeltaNet 7 is out there in the wild now, and people are getting excited about it and all the different features for it. If there's someone out there who's taking a look at Delta Media Group, what would you say to them to consider?
That you guys have an open concept, and as far as wanting to listen to what we want. It's not just a closed book. And if it's something that that's not out there, that you're doing or not doing, say that you don't offer right now, I do believe that Delta Media has a good open mind and will try to look at what they're saying and seeing if they can make that happen. I do like that about them, about you guys. You guys are wonderful, easy to work with. And so I don't work directly with you guys. I've got a point of contact, and he works directly with you guys, and it works really well with us.
David, if anyone has any questions or wants to contact you or get more information about what you're up to, what's the best way to do that?
Look at my website. You can just go davidpatsel.com. That's spelled Patsel. Just davidpatsel.com. Check that out. That will have my phone numbers on it, how to reach me, my email address, and all of my social media platforms are at the top as well, to where you can check it out. So go through my website, davidpatsel.com.
David, thanks so much for spending time with us today, and I wish you nothing but the best in the future.
Thank you so much. You made this very simple and stress-free.